Hello, 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 everybody. Welcome to Card Chaos Live. I want to thank you for joining me today. I know some of you may be at work or some of you may be at home, but today's episode is kind of bittersweet. I mean, the NBA has finally finished the season, and the Lakers are now the NBA champions. And I just think back to when this game got started. We were definitely not sure about whether or not the NBA would be able to continue, and so this game was created. From me shuffling my NBA trading cards. Yes, I am an NBA. I am a card collector, investor, to create one-on-one matchups that we may or may not see in today's NBA. Any player, any position, any era, anything goes. Again, this any player, any position, any era, anything goes. Today's matchup is going to be um, one that I really thought about. I didn't want to do the typical LeBron versus Jimmy Butler because we just had it, but I thought about the kind of player that Jimmy Butler is because everyone knows he worked very hard to try to get Miami as far as they could. And what player would be a formidable opponent that you guys would love to see? So today's featured matchup will be um Jimmy Butler versus Kawhi Leonard. I'll show you my Kawhi Leonard first. For those in Clipper Nations, this is an optic T minus 321. Kawhi Leonard right here, and he's gonna go against my one and only Jimmy Butler, which is a Don Russ, Jimmy Butler. All right. So this game is simple. I actually literally give you guys 60 seconds, meaning I put a 60-second clock on the board, and just I give you 60 seconds to pick who will win. And all you have to do within that 60 seconds is just put the name of the player that you think will win. Now, it's not just going to be Jimmy Butler versus it's not just going to be Jimmy Butler versus Kawhi. I'm going to do an 8-person bracket, and I'll show you the bracket right now. We're in episode 67, so I can show you some past episodes. But here is the bracket right now. Actually, let me share the screen. All right. So this is the 8-person bracket right here. As you can see, Kawhi Leonard and Jimmy Butler are poised to go third, and these extra two other sorry, that's a past episode. These other 3 brackets are the ones that I'm going to fill in right now. All right, so go ahead and tag your friends, and we will get started. All right, so some of you who don't know me, I am very dramatic. I love music, so let me turn on the music for the show. Again, go ahead and tag your friends. I know the day is over. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Card Chaos Live. All right. In the first bracket, we will have Russell Westbrook. Russell Westbrook will be in this episode of Card Chaos Live. Against Russell Westbrook. Let's see. Against Russell Westbrook, we will have RJ Barrett. RJ Barrett will be in this episode of Card Chaos Live. In the next bracket, we will have Jason Kidd. Jason Kidd will be in this episode of Card Chaos Live. All right. Against Jason Kidd. Let's see who goes against Jason Kidd. Against Jason Kidd, we will have Klay Thompson. Klay Thompson will be playing against Jason Kidd in this episode of Card Chaos Live. And for the last bracket, let's see what's in the last bracket. In the last bracket, we will have Gary Payton. Gary Payton will be in this last bracket of Card Chaos Live. Against Gary Payton, Against Gary Payton. Against Gary Payton, we will have. Against Gary Payton, old school, we have Reggie Miller. Reggie Miller will play. All right. Now the subs. The subs for Card Chaos Live will be Giannis. We will have Tim Hardaway. And we will have Rajon Rondo, also a champion from Card Chaos Live. All right, welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you all. I'm going to turn on the music just a little bit. Wait while some of you come in here. All right, so I know you guys are kind of tired from the playoffs, so I'm going to give you guys time to come in. I want to just give a shout out to some of the players that used to play with Jimmy Butler through cards. All right, so some of Jimmy Butler's past teammates are Al Horford. This is my Al Horford mosaic. Another teammate of Jimmy Butler is Joel Embiid, watching him from home, but I'm sure proud of his friend. Another Joel Embiid, will to win. All right. And Ben Simmons. All right. I wonder where all my Lakers stuff are. So other former players of Jimmy Butler are Karl Anthony Towns. This is my one and only Karl Anthony Towns. Shout out to Karl Anthony Towns. And my one and only Andrew Wiggins. Shout out to Andrew Wiggins. And then lastly, I want to give a shout out to Jimmy Butler's teammates. Here's my Bam. This is my Bam. Another Bam here, all done Russ. Here's Tyler Hero's rookie card. All right, Tyler Hero. Shout out to Tyler Hero. And another Tyler Hero card. So yeah, so these are the players for today. So I'm just going to wait for a couple of people to come through, and then we can begin. All right, so I'm going to put the bracket up right now. Ooh, let me put it back up. Okay, here's the bracket right now. The first matchup is supposed to be RJ Barrett and Russell Westbrook. All right. So the matchup is RJ Barrett and Russell Westbrook. The second matchup is going to be, and I'm going to bring it closer for you guys. The second matchup is going to be Klay Thompson versus Jason Kidd. All right. The third and featured matchup is Kawhi Leonard versus Jimmy Butler. And last but not least will be Reggie Miller and Gary Payton, blast from the past. All right. So if you're here and you're watching, just give me a shout out. I'm just going to go through this real quick. I know everybody's at work. And I'm going to do this show again tonight. I'm just going to let you know that on this channel, I'm going to be testing a different setup of the show. So shout out to all those people that support. But this format may be retired as of Wednesday's show. But today we're going to do the regular show. All right. So the first matchup is RJ Barrett versus Russell Westbrook. Does anyone want to keep that matchup, or should we put in a sub? Remember, the subs are Rajon Rondo, Tim Hardaway, and Giannis. All right. So I'll give you a quick second to let me know if you want to stay with RJ Barrett versus Russell Westbrook, or you want to sub in one of those players with Rajon Rondo, Tim Hardaway, or Giannis. All right. If it's me, I'm going to put in Rondo for RJ Barrett. So I'll let you guys choose real quick. But if not, I'm going to go ahead and sub out RJ Barrett for Rajon Rondo. And I'm going to put 60 seconds on the clock. This is you know why I'm rushing. I know there isn't a lot of people in the room right now, but I know you guys are going to be voting against Russell Westbrook. So I'm trying to go in and get my warm-up vote right now, so that by the time the haters come in, they will not be able to to run this vote. All right, so I'm gonna put 60 seconds on the clock. We have Rajon Rondo versus Russell Westbrook. Let us begin. Okay, so here's the matchup right now. Me by myself. Yes. All right. So we have Russell Westbrook versus Rajon Rondo. Now I already know Rajon Rondo just won the NBA championship. What's up, Emery? It's gonna be me and you. I know Rondo just won the NBA championship, and Russell Westbrook. The troll is against my guy that he hasn't won anything. But here's the thing: I think Russell Westbrook is a better player. Now, granted, Rajon Rondo has done much better this playoffs. Apparently his jump shot is on fire, which is something that he didn't have in the past. But Russell Westbrook, to me, could put Rajon Rondo in the post. He could also he also got a little elbow. I just think he got a little dog in him, enough to beat Rajon Rondo one-on-one. So if I had to pick one player between Russell Westbrook and Rajon Rondo one-on-one, I'm going with Russell Westbrook. All right. Thank you, Emery. Emery, you made me feel good because I was going to just go ahead and put Russell Westbrook as the winner without caring that nobody else was in the room and not feel bad about it because I love me some Russell Westbrook. All right. So welcome to Card Chaos Live, where I shuffle my NBA trading cards to create one-on-one matchups that we may or may not see in today's NBA. Any player, any position, any era, anything goes. The next player is the next matchup is Klay Thompson versus Jason Kidd. Klay Thompson versus Jason Kidd. All right. Again, the subs that are left are Tim Hardaway and Giannis. If you want to put one of those players in, you can do so now. If not, we can stay as is. I'm going to give you 5 seconds. This is a beautiful, this one I probably got in I don't know. This is a 90. What year is this? This is a 96 Jason Kidd when he was in the Mavericks. All right. Some of you weren't even born when this happened, but as you can see, the Jason Kidd in the back. All right. So it looks like Emery is okay with that. And I'm going to go ahead and start the clock. Let us begin. Klay Thompson versus Jason Kidd. All right. So yikes. So everybody, I think, is automatically going to go for Klay Thompson because Klay Thompson has the jumper. But what if I said that didn't matter with Jason Kidd because Jason Kidd could create his own shots? The one thing I don't think that Klay Thompson can do personally is create his own shots. And so if somebody was setting up Klay, if this was a 2-on-2, I would go ahead and put Klay. But I think that Jason Kidd would be able to not only out dribble and get past Klay Thompson, but get to the basket and make layups, right? Which is probably his strength because we all know Jason Kidd cannot shoot. So Jason Kidd would be, to me, the player to beat Klay Thompson. Y'all know how I feel about Klay though, so this is 100% bias, but we're gonna go with Jason Kidd. I personally. All right, welcome to Card Chaos Live. We just did Klay Thompson versus Jason Kidd. I shuffle my NBA trading cards to create one-on-one matchups that we may or may not see in today's NBA. Any player, any position, any era, anything goes. We'll go to the wall and see because Emery's the only one here. But so Emery, we have to go with you. You pick Klay Thompson, knowing that I'm not going to pick Klay. And you said that Klay defense will get him the W. Oh, that's a good point. Klay does have great defense. I left that whole part out. So you're right. I'm not gonna be mad that you picked that. So I'm gonna go ahead and move Russ past Rondo. And I'm gonna move, you said Klay, right? Klay past Jason Kidd. All right. Welcome everybody. Welcome to CardCast Live. The next bracket is the main event. The main event is Clay Thompson. Oh, sorry, Kawhi Leonard versus Jimmy Butler. So again, the reason why I did this is because it's too. I mean, they he just the Lakers has just won the NBA championship, and I know that it's an easy way to just pick Jimmy Butler versus LeBron, but let's go ahead and try this for food for thought. All right, so food for thought is that Jimmy Butler goes up against Kawhi Leonard. All right. I think they're pretty even in terms of, well, I don't know. That's up for you to decide. I don't want to be controversial up top, but like, I thought this was a good matchup to see who would win one on one. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and put 60 seconds on the clock. Let us begin. All right. Jimmy Butler versus Kawhi Leonard. So I I think that believe it or not, I can't pick. You know what? I would go with Kawhi. But barely. I feel like they both would make this very interesting because to me they're almost like the same player, except maybe Jimmy Butler has better ball handling. I think Jimmy Butler might be better for like creating offense. Not to say that Kawhi can't do it. Oh, this is so hard. But Kawhi has a jumper. Kawhi has a defense. Maybe if you want to say if it came down to defense, it would be Kawhi stopping Jimmy Butler and kind of stifling him a little bit with those big arms or big hands. All right. So let's see what Emery says. Emery's running the board today. Today's Emery show. Emery says Kawhi only because of the size difference. It would be a long game. Yes, it would. They would go head to head, and it will be a crazy, crazy matchup. Okay. So let's move him along. You said Kawhi. They both defensively strong. Yeah. Okay. So we're gonna move on to Reggie Miller versus Gary Payton. All right. Again, you have you have two subs left. Let me move on Kawhi. Clay Thompson. All right. The next matchup is Reggie Miller versus Gary Payton. All right, Reggie Miller versus Gary Payton. We have one sub. We have two subs. Tim Hardaway and Giannis. All right, Tim Hardaway or Giannis. I think we're gonna stay with this one. It's a cool classic matchup. All right, I'm gonna put 60 seconds on the clock. Let us begin. All right, so we all know about Reggie Miller and his killer jumper, but we also know that Gary Payton for Giannis said Gary Payton for GP. No, that would be hard, right? So listen, I think Gary Payton would beat Reggie Miller only because Gary Payton, I think he could create his own shots, and Reggie Miller is also always coming off picks, and that's basically the one differentiator between them. I think that Gary Payton would have trouble keeping up with Reggie Miller because Reggie Miller is so damn quick, but nonetheless, I don't know if Reggie Miller could defend Gary Payton. He might be a liability. I've never heard of Reggie Miller's lockdown defense. Put it that way. So, if anything, I'm picking Gary Payton. All right. Let's see. Emery, you put Reggie. I don't know why everybody maybe I look at basketball in a whole crazy different way that nobody else does because I felt like Gary Payton was the obvious choice. But Emery is picking Reggie. Right? Thank you for hanging in there. Emery. Thank you. I thought Gary Payton would be obvious, but whatever. All right. So in the next round, we have Russell Westbrook versus Klay Thompson. Classic troll matchup for me. Um, cause oh, that's why. Oh, that's why. You're biased. Okay, I see what you did. I see what you did. Hometown, hometown. Oh, okay. Well, the next round is Russell Westbrook versus Klay Thompson. Russell Westbrook versus Klay Thompson. All right. Thank you guys for joining. We're gonna go ahead and put 60 seconds on the clock. We're gonna do Russell Westbrook versus Klay Thompson. Let us ooh, let us begin. All right. So listen, I know what you're gonna say. You're gonna say Klay Thompson has a better jumper than Russell Westbrook, and I'm gonna say, so what? So what? All right. You're gonna say Klay Thompson is a better defender than Russell Westbrook, and I'm gonna say, barely. But one on one, I don't think Klay Thompson could match the tenacity of Russell Westbrook in a one-on-one matchup. And so I'm gonna go ahead and pick Russell Westbrook to just like hustle out not outshoot, but definitely get to the basket. And Klay Thompson, although he's a great defender, he just won't be able to keep up. All right, one-on-one is a different game than the team game. And I think Russell Westbrook would come in with a chip on his shoulder and still pull it off. None of this was actual basketball, but I'm telling you, Russell Westbrook would probably beat Klay Thompson one-on-one. Welcome to One-on-One Card Chaos Live, where I shuffle my NBA trading cards to create one-on-one matchups that we may or may not see in today's NBA. Any player, any position, any era, anything goes. And somebody from Facebook, one of the Facebook groups, said Lakers. Must be like Donovan or somebody else. But let's see what Emery says. Let me give Emery some room. Emery said Russ is faster and Klay got a better shot, but he's picking Russ. Emery knows that. Emery's trying to give me that one bit of happiness today, right? So Emery picks Russell Westbrook. And I'm just going to have to agree because, I'm biased 1000%, and I'm not going to lie about it. So we're going to go ahead and move Russell Westbrook on past Klay Thompson. This is a dream come true for me. Thank you very much, Emery. And we're going to have Russell Westbrook in the Card Chaos Finals. Long time since that's happened. And let's look at the bottom. We have Kawhi Leonard versus Reggie Miller. Interesting matchup. Kawhi Leonard versus Reggie Miller. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead, make some room on the screen, and pick Kawhi Leonard versus Reggie Miller. I'm going to put 60 seconds on the clock. 60 seconds on the clock. Let us begin. Reggie Miller versus Kawhi Leonard. Ooh. This would actually be a very ugly matchup because it would test Reggie Miller's ability to shoot over a Kawhi Leonard. I think Kawhi Leonard would be able to chase him off of picks if picks were involved in one-on-one, but they're not. But because I don't think Reggie Miller can create his own shot, he will not be trying to get past Kawhi Leonard. He'll just be trying to shoot over him, and I think that's a dead end. So, honestly, Kawhi Leonard is probably going to make quick work of Reggie Miller. And Reggie Miller will not be able to... No, I'm not going to be disrespectful. I was going to say Reggie Miller wouldn't be able to score. Reggie Miller will score, but it'll be very hard. And I think that Reggie Miller also would have to defend Kawhi, and that will be all double hard on him too. All in all, it's going to Kawhi Leonard in my heart. Welcome to Card Chaos Live, where I shuffle my NBA trading cards to create one-on-one matchups that we may or may not see in today's NBA. Any player, any position, any era, anything goes. We're going to go with Kawhi past Reggie Miller. Thank you, Emery, for hanging in. We got one more matchup, and that is the main event. All right, and I'll show you right here. The main event is Russell Westbrook versus Kawhi Leonard. Oh my God, that's gonna be so tough. All right. Before I move on, Emery, I'm just gonna say that like I mentioned before, I am testing another version of Card Chaos Live tonight for the sake of upgrading the show. So if you see us go live on the page, then you know that's happening. It might not be a full game, but you know I got something special in store for you guys, or a special test. All right, so we're gonna go with the finals here. The finals is Russell Westbrook versus Kawhi Leonard. Tough one for my heart. I already know where you're going to go, Emery. So I'm just going to go put up the timer and let's begin. I want to fight for this, all right? So Russell Westbrook versus Kawhi. I think Russell Westbrook would be able to create his own shot. Kawhi Leonard, to me, his handle is a little bit suspect. I know he can handle the ball. Obviously, he's bringing it up, but like, I don't know. But then again, who am I fooling? Russell Westbrook will probably get blocked a lot by Kawhi. Driving to the basket, trying to shoot over him, everything. He just hit a lot of walls with this. So if I had to be honest with myself, it is definitely Kawhi. But I don't want to be honest. I want to be like, I want to have a pipe dream and say that Russell Westbrook will come in with this crazy handle that we never seen before. And lose Kawhi Leonard, like kind of break his ankles, you know, like some new crossover, like a Sham God, but like better, like Sham God square, something like that, and leave Kawhi in his dust. That's my imagination, and I'm sticking to it. Russell Westbrook. Welcome to Carcast Live. I am so sorry. I straight made up all of that just for Russell Westbrook to win. All right, let's go to the board because Emery's like, what in the hell? All right. Emery has picked Kawhi Leonard to move on to win this matchup. He picks Kawhi. What's up, Dennis? We just wrapped up the game. He said, nah, I do think that Russell Westbrook does have some kind of chance, but it might be a minimal chance, but a chance nonetheless. So let me live. All right. Let me live. All right. Um, welcome, everybody. Listen. So what did I want to do before I left? I want to give a shout out because the NBA season is over to a couple of players that we're gonna look forward to next year. I think next year we're gonna be looking forward to Kawhi, not Kawhi. I'm sorry. Oh, the K's. We're gonna be looking forward to um Kyrie Irving stopped playing, I think, around February of this year and opted to sit out of the bubble. So he didn't go to Orlando with the Nets as they tried to fight for the playoffs or tried to fight to get to the finals. So we're going to looking forward to Kyrie. And Kyrie will be playing with my favorite player, Kevin Durant. So Kevin Durant will be another player that we're going to look forward to in the coming year. I also want to shout out Rudy Gobert. I mean, so the NBA season kind of ended on him, and I felt like he got a lot of flack for some of the little shenanigans he did when we weren't so aware of what Corona was. He caught a lot of flack for not taking it seriously, but I think at this point in time we've probably all forgiven him. Am I right? Have we forgiven Rudy? I have. All right. And yeah, like I did before, I want to give a shout out to Kawhi. I mean, what you call it? Jimmy Butler's old teammates. Joel Embiid. This will to win Joel Embiid. I have another Joel Embiid right here. Also Al Horford. Al Horford is another player that we don't remember played with Jimmy Butler. So it's Jimmy Butler. Was it Jimmy Butler, Embiid, Ben Simmons, and who else? Jimmy Butler, Embiid, and Ben Simmons and Al Horford on the same squad. All right, here's Ben Simmons. All right. Last but not least, if we have time for a quick test of you and whoever's watching. While I was getting ready for this show, I had, let me see, a random thought came into my head for next Wednesday's episode. Uh, which the question will be, and I'll post it in the Card Chaos Live audience group. What player, sorry, which player one on one would win? All right. I thought I had him right here, but he might be in my pile. Rondo or Tony Parker? Here's my Rondo card here. Right. But one on one, Rajon Rondo versus Tony Parker, who wins, right? I'm going to post this in the Card Chaos Live audience group. If you'd like to be in the group, go ahead and like this video. If you like this video, I can add you to the group and you can debate in there. But this, to me, was going to be Wednesday's episode. Rajon Rondo versus Tony Parker, one-on-one. Who wins? Anyway, I want to thank you guys for joining. A quick show today. Again, I'm going to probably do another show later this evening to test the new setup of Card Chaos Live. I want to thank you guys for joining. I want to thank Emery. Emery hung in there. Thank you, Emery. You are the realist. With that said, let me end on some music. I want to end the right way. So thank you for joining Card Chaos Live, and I will see you on Wednesday.